Hey guys, Kaylee here, and in case you couldn't tell from my surroundings, I recently became very addicted to collecting Funko Pops. Now, when I saw we were going to have a collector's corner section here on the Sandbox, I really wanted to contribute to that and share some of my collection. And because, we're focused on gaming here, we're going to take a look at some of my gaming Pops specifically. I'm pretty new to collecting. As you can tell, I don't really have a super complicated setup or anything like that behind me. I do hope to get some, nice shelves and kind of get things a little bit more organized. But I'm pretty new to it and I've been having so much fun. As you can tell, I keep some of them out of box. I do prefer keeping them out of box, I think, because I like to be able to see the figures really well and appreciate them, except if they're, a super rare or special one like I've got. We'll show it to you guys in a bit, but I've got a Super Shadow back there that I picked up at E3. It was very exclusive, very rare, and so I like to keep that one in box with a pop protector. What we're going to do is I'm actually going to grab my vlogging camera here, and we're going to hop behind me so that we can get all up close and personal with these figures so you guys can see them super well. So without further ado, let's go do that. So here's kind of the general overview of all of my Pops. I've got some boxed ones lined there on the floor, and then they all go up and down the shelves. Now I have a bunch from a bunch of different lines, but like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be delving into the gaming ones that I have specifically. So we'll start things over here on one of my personal favorite shelves. This is kind of my Bioware shelf. I'm a huge Bioware fan. My favorite video game of all time is Dragon Age Origins. I also love Mass Effect, as you can see. Sadly, there is no Dragon Age Origins line of Pops. I wish there was, but we'll start over here actually. This is one of my favorite Pops. This is actually a custom Pop that I had created from a seller on Etsy. This is Alistair from Dragon Age Origins, who is my one true video game love, if I'm being honest with you. And then over here we have Commander Shepard, of course, and we have Miranda. Now, in this particular line, this was for, the original Mass Effect trilogy. There's also Tali, Garrus, and Grunt, which I do not have yet, but I am very excited because I recently found somebody who was actually selling those three, and I did purchase them from them. So those are actually on their way. Really stoked about that. Then over here, actually two more custom Pops. We've got a custom Kaylee from Mass Effect, and then this one is actually me as Commander Shepard. It's got my blonde streak there and my blue eyes. Over here we've got some from Andromeda. Starting over here on the left, we have Jal from Mass Effect, and then we have Sarah Ryder with a helmet on. Now, I believe this one was an exclusive. I can't actually remember where it was an exclusive for. I want to say GameStop, but I may be wrong. And then over here, we've got PB. Up here, we have the Archon. This one's really cool because he's big. I really like, you'll probably notice later, but I really like the supersized Pops just because they're like extra big and awesome. And then hiding back here, again, this is a temporary setup. I want to kind of get better shelves and display these all better, but back there, we've got an unmasked Sarah Ryder as well. So those are all of my Bioware Pops. Now, moving down here, I have, this is kind of my Elder Scrolls area. Starting up here, to the right, we've got Vivek, and then to the left, we have the Warden. Down here in the middle, we've got a Daedric Warrior. I think he's easily one of my favorites of all of them because he's just super detailed and really cool, and I've always loved, Daedric armor from these games. It's awesome. Then over here, we've got a Nord. He's great. And then over here, we have a Whiterun Guard. Now, this one's actually pretty special to me. I bought this one back when I worked at GameStop as a seasonal hire, and I didn't collect Pops at the time, but I saw him and thought he was really adorable, and Skyrim is one of my favorite games ever, so I just had to have him. And then right here next to him, we've got a High Elf. She is super adorable. And then right next to there, we have a recent addition to my collection, actually. We've got the Dragonborn, of course, from Skyrim. So moving down on my boxed Pops, down here we have a Dwarven Colossus. He is really, really rad. Obviously from ESO Morrowind, and he is actually a 2017 Summer Convention exclusive. Down here we've got Alduin's box. You might notice he's not in there. That's because he is up here. He is just, this is easily one of my favorite Pops ever. I know I'm probably saying that about a lot of them, but he is super adorable and just very, very detailed and amazing. So I had to have him out of box. Right here we've got a Liberty Prime from Fallout 4. Here we've got Qbert, who is obviously a very nice nod to classic gaming. And then right next to him we've got Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. There is another Lara Croft Pop. I don't know if there's only two of them or if there's more than that, but I've only seen two. I love this one though because this is kind of from the new trilogy. She's all kind of scratched and beat up, and she just looks super badass, so I absolutely love her. Here we've got the neighbor with axe and rope. Now this one was a GameStop exclusive. I'm definitely going to take that sticker off at some point, but I haven't found a way to do it yet without ripping off that part of the box, so I'm kind of like just leaving it there for now, but I'll figure it out. And then down here we've got the neighbor again, and he's got a pumpkin head that glows in the dark. So moving on here, as you can see, we've got a ton of Fallout happening over there, but we'll get to that in a second. We'll start things up here with Pinky. This is obviously Pinky from Pac-Man, which is another great nod to classic games, and you know, Pac-Man was pretty much always my favorite game to play whenever I go to an arcade. Even though I'm like god awful at it, it's still really fun. Down here we have Vault Boy. This is just, you know, your classic Vault Boy pop. He is super awesome. Below that we have the female Lone Wanderer. And below that, we have the male Soul Survivor. And then over here, we're kind of obviously continuing with the Fallout trend. I've got a bunch of different variations of Vault Boy. These are all of the Hot Topic exclusive ones. There's also a Locksmith one. I don't remember what that one is exclusive to, but I'd love to get my hands on all of the Fallout ones that are out there, because there are so many awesome Fallout pops. But right up here, we've got Toughness. Then we have the Adamantium Skeleton. And then we have the Medic. And last but not least, we've got Charisma. Moving down here to the next row, we have some Dishonored 2 pops. We've got Corvo from Dishonored. He's obviously got his super awesome mask on. And then next to him, we have Emily, of course. Like, you've got to have the two protagonists from the game, come on. And then after that, we've got the Outsider, who is a very important character to the game as well. And on this bottom row here, these are kind of just like miscellaneous pops that I have that are, you know, gaming related, but I only have, you know, one from the line. To the left here, we've got Osiris from Destiny, and then we have the Feline from Monster Hunter. He's adorable. And then we have Kate Diaz from Gears of War as well. We've got our Minecraft pops over here, and these are really, really fun. I actually wasn't originally planning on collecting the Minecraft line, but I saw Steve in the store, and for some reason, I just thought he was so funny. I think because it's like strange to me to see a Minecraft character, because he's got, you know, the blocky head and the blocky body, but to see him with like the big eyes and the pop style was just funny to me. And so I bought Steve, and then I saw Alex, and I was like, well, now I have to get the whole line. So we'll start up here. I've got the Charged Creeper. I picked this one up at E3. It was actually a gift from GameStop, which I was so excited about. And this is a GameStop exclusive as well, so really cool variation of the Creeper. And then over here we've got, you know, the standard green Creeper, of course. Below that we have an Ocelot, and he is adorable. And then over here we've got two different exclusive versions of Steve and Alex. Down here we've got, you know, standard Steve and Alex. And to the right we've got a Minecraft skeleton. So up here we have my my Cuphead area, except for the random Jeffrey chilling there, but this is mostly Cuphead. And the funny thing is, this box and this box are actually t-shirt boxes for two different Cuphead Funko shirts that I have. I am actually wearing one of them today. If you didn't notice it earlier, it is this shirt. And that actually came in that box right there. And the packaging was just so cool to me. I couldn't, you know, throw it away. I was like, I need to put this on my shelf. And I think it gives a really nice touch to the whole, you know, Cuphead aesthetic. So starting over here, obviously we've got that Cuphead box I mentioned. Up there we have the infamous King Dice. Over here, now he's not actually a pop, as you could tell. We have the pop version of the devil himself down here, but up here, this is a different devil figure from Funko. He's really, really neat. Below that, this is the standard legendary chalice, and then over here we have the E3 exclusive, only 1,500 made, glow-in-the-dark version of legendary chalice. Now, I am a huge Cuphead fan, of course, so when I saw that they had some really cool Cuphead exclusives at E3, I was very stoked about that. This is the golden version of King Dice. This one you actually can pick up. I believe it is a GameStop exclusive, so you can actually get this one still. And then here we have Cuphead and Mugman. Now, like I mentioned, these are also not actually pops. And now over here, I'm a huge fan of the Riddler, so I've got some Riddler stuff happening there, but we are focusing more on the game pieces here, so we'll go over here to my Bioshock section. Bioshock is one of my favorite game franchises of all time, so very excited about this line. Here, of course, we've got a Big Daddy. As you notice, he is bigger than the other pop characters. I think what's really neat about him to me is that he doesn't look like a pop. You know, if you saw him on his own, you might not even realize that he was actually from the Funko Pop line. He does kind of have that big round eye look in his mask there, but super cool. And then next to him, of course, we have to have the little sister. And then we've got Booker DeWitt with the Skyhook and Elizabeth. Down here, we have a bunch of stuff happening. This is mostly an Assassin's Creed shelf, but there's also some other pops kind of hopping in there as well. I'm a very big Assassin's Creed fan. It's another one of my favorite game franchises, so have to get the full line here. This is one of my favorite pops. This is Ezio. Obviously, he is blue, Not because he's sad, but because he's using Eagle Vision, I assume. And this was actually a GameStop Power Up Rewards exclusive. Here we've got some Assassin's Creed movie pops. Over here we have Aguilar, but he's crouching down. And then over here we have Maria with her hood on, and her hood is absolutely beautiful. It is very, very detailed and super well painted. And then next to her we have Ojeda, who I've always loved his man bun personally. Up here we've got Connor. Assassin's Creed 3 is one of my favorites of the whole franchise. I personally loved Connor. I always especially loved his outfit. I think it's really cool how they kind of worked in, you know, the red, white, and blue. His tomahawk is one of my favorite video game weapons ever. Super awesome. And they incorporated that so well into this pop. He's even got the detailing on the front of his hood there. Just really amazing pop. I absolutely love this one. And next to him we've got Aveline. I thought it made sense to put them together. Down here we've got Jacob and Evie Fry from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I absolutely love the detailing on Evie's hoodie there. That's something I wanted to point out. And then next to them we've got the classic Ezio. The one Assassin's Creed pop I am really, really hoping to get my hands on is Edward Kenway, because Black Flag is my favorite Assassin's Creed game of the entire series. And then next to Ezio here, we've got the Super Shadow. I think this is probably the rarest, most valuable pop in my collection at the current time. Like I mentioned earlier, this Super Shadow was an E3 2018 exclusive. There were only 1,500 of him made. And last but not least, we have my final few gaming related pops right over here. We've got all of the Portal line here. I absolutely love Portal, and I think my favorite of this line has to be Shell. She is so adorable, and they really nailed her look. You know, they've got her portal gun. She even came with a companion cube. And then we also have the turret. The turrets are very, you know, very classic memories with the turrets from Portal. And then beside the turret, we've got Peabody and Atlas, who you will recognize if you played the Portal 2 co-op. So that's it for this video. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and make sure to leave a comment as well. Do you enjoy collecting Funko Pops yourself? What does your collection look like? What's your favorite Funko Pop or Funko Pop line? Let us know in the comments, because I'd love to hear more from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.